Morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to be here to become reacquainted with some of these faces and also to meet new souls that are part of this connected vehicle arena. I'm Roy Galley. I work as a senior principal engineer with Nissan Technical Center in Hartford, Michigan, and I was invited to provide a perspective on what Nissan's perspective is on connected vehicle technology. What I'll do is I'll speak on Nissan's perspectives regarding achieving benefits early on, and discussing benefit aftermarket considerations, and also integration with communications with the onboard sensors, and also speaking a little bit about communication security. Then I will talk a little bit about what Nissan's involvement has been in B2B communication internally. Nissan is a member of a couple of consortia. One is the Collision Avoidance Metrics Partnership, Vehicle Safety Communications 3 Consortium, as well as the VII Consortium. And they are mentioned in my presentation, and so for that reason I'm obligated to state that the opinions, observations, and conclusions that are expressed here may not necessarily reflect upon the opinions of the US DOT or any of my fellow members of the SC3 Consortium or the VII Consortium. In terms of achieving safety benefits early on, one of the key things that we see at Nissan is the availability of some level of infrastructure. I think infrastructure-based safety systems can provide day one safety benefits to B2B equipped vehicles. They definitely both speak on the same protocols, and they speak in the same language. So it wouldn't be difficult to provide that extra step in the infrastructure side. And if it was made available, then it would certainly, I think, provide more day one benefits than just a purely B2B network. Issues to be addressed during the initial stages of deployment to achieve these safety benefits are one of the key things that I feel is very important, and as well as Nissan, is to develop just a widespread public awareness of the benefits that can be realized through deployment. We talk amongst ourselves quite a bit. I think we all understand what the benefits are, what the possibilities are, not only in terms of enhanced safety, but also in terms of potential commercial successes as well. But I think all of us here fully understand that, but I'll guarantee you there's probably 50 people out there sitting in front of a slot machine that have no idea what any of this is all about. And they're the ones who really have to understand what the benefits are. And so this widespread public awareness needs to be developed in order to, I think, become successful. Definition of performance standards for devices is another key aspect that is important. I think these devices, or applications, have to perform in a certain manner to realize to meet the expectations of the users involved. And for that reason, these standards are a key requirement. Establishment of a device system certification process. This is something else, and this is an area that people have already begun undertaking. I think there are folks out there who are looking to provide certification services for communication equipment, and as we move forward, then we will need to work closer with that. Development of a proven security network. This is something key. I was very happy to see there's a keynote speaker this morning from, I believe, the Chinese Ministry of Transport. If he is in the meeting, if he is in the room, can he raise his hand? Mentioned your security network as well, I think it was the certificate management and authentication system. I was very glad to see that, and I'd like to speak to you later on after the presentations to discuss a little bit further. Thank you. This is it's something I think that can be developed in an evolutionary process as we deploy warning systems. I think the security system of some level will need to be in place as we move forward into a warning environment. But as we move toward active control and vehicle automation, that system will have to be fully addressed, fully exercised, and vetted. And I think we do have the time to do that during the warning phase of deployment and have it ready for vehicle automation type applications in the future. Retrofit and aftermarket considerations. This is something that we feel is very important. The role of the retrofit aftermarket VID000 devices in achieving successful deployment, I think, is very significant, because as we move forward and we equip new vehicles, we're equipping the entire auto industry is equipping vehicles in the United States to the tune of 15 million vehicles a year or so, somewhere in that region. But there are plenty of vehicles out there that aren't equipped. There's 250 million or so vehicles, legacy vehicles that are out there. In order to develop that, accelerate that deployment, if there's a way to deal with those legacy vehicles, get them equipped, it would certainly accelerate deployment and also accelerate the timeline in which safety benefits could be achieved. So retrofit, where the suppliers are working directly with OEMs to equip legacy vehicles, has, I think, real potential to accelerate deployment of safety systems. It's certainly easier to qualify a retrofit system function since the suppliers will be working directly with OEMs. So we bring the vehicle on, we qualify, it says yes, this is working the way we feel that it should work, and therefore we could rely on how the system performance. Now, aftermarket devices may play a role in deployment, but our feeling is it's not directly related to safety applications. Well, what does that mean? So when we talk about safety applications, we're looking for collision avoidance, for collision warning, blind spot, collision warning, those kinds of things. Now, an aftermarket device provides the means to communicate vehicle position, heading, things like that. I think would be very important. But an aftermarket device, they have the potential to further accelerate the deployment because of its ability to allow a legacy vehicle to broadcast its location and other parameters. But the operational characteristics of aftermarket devices produced and marketed in the same fashion as consumer electronics devices, I think it would be more difficult to validate on the vehicle. They're put out on the market. We really don't have an opportunity to go and validate that system on our platforms without being able to deal directly with the device manufacturer. So with that regard, we do have some concerns regarding aftermarket safety devices. However, the capability for original equipment manufacturers to accept and act on messages from approved aftermarket safety devices shouldn't be an issue as long as those devices comply with specific performance criteria that are vetted through certification processes, for example. Integration with communication with onboard sensors is something we see as inevitable. The DSRC interaction with other onboard safety critical systems, this I think is important as we move toward eventual automated driving. DSRC has the capability to provide information regarding some potential conflicts earlier than an onboard sensor. Sensing systems could possibly do. A prime example is things that occur in intersections, for example, where you have vehicles coming down the cross street from several hundred meters away. Could be rather difficult for a sensor-based system on board the host vehicle to pick that vehicle up. So in this area, with this regard, the communications capable of providing supplemental information in safety-critical control systems. Now, while DSRC, we don't see it as being a replacement for onboard safety-critical control systems, it certainly has significant potential to enhance control system performance by filling in information gaps. We view it as the onboard sensors provide that fine accuracy information that is required for automatic control, brake control, and things like that. But communication certainly can provide that force level course accuracy information from further out, 100 to 300 meters out, that we can use to fill in information gaps to make a higher performance system. It'll also provide, I think, important additional capability to achieve long-term fully automated driving capability, especially when you talk about automated driving. You're not talking about just a single vehicle. You're not talking about just the most vehicle. Automated driving environment, pretty much everybody's going to be in the same position, which means that all those vehicles out there are going to have the ability to react and adapt much more quickly than manually driven vehicles. In order to choreograph all that motion, because as we move toward vehicle automation, we're not just talking about driver convenience here anymore. We're talking about greater mobility with more throughput by being able to run more cars through a certain section of road in a given period of time. In order to do that, you'll have to have that communication in order to minimize that string instability that can occur without that communication. Let me switch a little gears here to talk a little bit about communication security. There is a need for security, we feel, and there's a critical need for security in order to be able to trust that message that we receive from the vehicle. And in order to do that, the Vehicle Safety Communications Consortium is going to take the project to design a security credential management system, which provides the means to determine whether the received messages can be trusted, and also, if necessary, to be able to remove bad actors from the system. It's a very complex system with many entities involved, and an end-to-end evaluation, including simulated malicious attacks on the control system, is definitely going to be needed as we move forward toward deployment. So certainly we can design the system. We'll have to put a prototype together and then fully exercise it, including malicious attacks, to ensure that it is hardened against those kinds of attacks and can provide the proper functions on a consistent basis. Key issues associated with the SCMS. There's a number of issues involved. Who's going to own and operate this entity, and how is privacy and anonymity going to be maintained as part of the system? What is going to be the cost of this system? How much is it going to cost to operate? What's it going to cost to establish it? These are questions that are being addressed at this time. Communications options to support security. We see that DSRC, cellular, Wi-Fi, even satellite radio are seen as viable communications options to provide the necessary function of security credential management system. And we feel that none of these really should be precluded. If one OEM decides to do it one way and the second OEM decides to do it another, that those avenues should be made available to them in order to fully comply with the requirements of the security system. Now, Nissan's involvement in B2B vehicle-to-vehicle communication initiatives is, we've been a proactive supporter of US DOT-sponsored connected vehicle research for safety for some time now. Within the Nissan Technical Center, we've established an internal group to participate in several ongoing initiatives that include the safety pilot model deployment. We did have eight fully integrated vehicles that were part of the safety pilot program. We provided three different warning applications on our vehicles. One was a forward collision warning, another was a blind spot warning, and also we had a left turn assist application that warned vehicles as they were attempting to make a left turn in the presence of a car coming from the opposite direction. We also are heavily involved in the communication security aspects of this development of the SCMS, not only on the technical side, but on the policy side as well. And we're also involved in interoperability initiatives as part of the SC3 consortium, and policy issues through the VID consortium. We also recently initiated an in-house project to develop follow-on applications based on the results that were achieved through a US DOT-sponsored program with involved the intersection collision avoidance. And I will talk a little bit about that in here. The security credential management system development is something that Nissan is heavily involved in both not only the SCMS design and development, which is done through the CAMP VSHB safety security studies group, but also the considerations of the SCMS manager function. What is the organizational structure? What should that organizational structure be? Who should be involved in the management of this SCMS? And what those member responsibilities are? Those kinds of questions and that establishment of the overall SCMS management function is done in the consortium, which Nissan is a part in addition to 9 other automobile manufacturers. In terms of technological application development, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration identified safety applications linked to intersection crashes and partnered with not only Nissan but others through the CAMP VSC3 consortium to characterize system performance and crash avoidance timeline with regard to the timing of warnings and the timing of potential control. Had the participants develop a prototype intersection collision avoidance system, which was then tested, and the purpose of the testing was to characterize the system performance in order to provide base information for potential in applying the control to in addressing various intersection crash scenarios. So Nissan's internal testing, as we developed this system, our results suggest that there's real potential to enhance safety performance by filling in certain information gaps, especially in the area, the facility that we used to test our system, there were some occlusions associated with the intersection, and we were able to observe that we would get not only alerts but also warnings even before we saw the vehicle approaching the intersection. So based on our observations and the results of our internal testing, we saw that we see some real potential here to fill in those information gaps associated with onboard sensing systems and provide value added in terms of safety benefits. I am not as technologically adept with PowerPoint or my artistic creativity is lacking too, so I don't have the same type of animation that my Denso colleague has. But to give you an example of how our system works, we were able, our application, or prototype application that we developed for NHTSA, addressed a number of scenarios that could occur in an intersection, which included straight crossing paths and also left turn cross path from the opposite direction, which was a bit of a challenge, but also the lateral direction as well. And then we could also address right turning path, left turning path scenarios, and something that was looked upon as kind of unique is mutual left turns when both cars are attempting to make a left turn. The reason we developed this was just purely on personal experience, where I narrowly avoided having an accident when I was trying to make a left turn, and the car across me was trying to do the same thing at the same time. So, because of the communication, the power of the over-the-air message and the rich set of information that's being provided, we could address a number of, not only a number of threat applications, but also determine when approaching vehicles are in a situation where a potential collision would not occur, and therefore we could neglect those. So it was just the idea of having communication available was quite an eye-opener, and we were, because of our experience, I feel that there's potential for significant safety benefits to be achieved here. That concludes my presentation, so thank you very much for listening.
Thanks, Roy. We're going to change gears a little bit. We heard from a device manufacturer, heard from a car company. Next, I heard from Jason Wagner from the Texas Transportation Institute. And Jason will be talking about connected and automated environments, more from the operational